Hello, my name is Bert Fall. This is my second interview for this project, and today I am here with Ben.
Hi, how you guys doing? My name is Ben. I graduated in 2025 from Miami University, and I currently work at JP Morgan.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So, first question I got here for you today is what clubs were you involved in here at Miami, and how do you think they help you get to where you are today?
Yeah, so I was involved in kind of like two to three main organizations when I was a student at Miami. My first main involvement was my social fraternity. I was the philanthropy chair as well as the president. First one philanthropy chair for a semester, and then president for a year. And then the second main organization that I was involved in was Alpha Kappa Psi, the business fraternity. I served as director of recruitment, and then I was also part of their investment club. And then lastly, another big involvement I had is I was the interfraternity council president, so kind of someone that like sits on the board and kind of oversees all of Greek life at Miami.
Awesome. So, and how do you think that those organizations and those clubs, kind of helped you along the way to get where you're at, whether it be, giving you social skills or, business skills and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think they were extremely beneficial. I joined the business fraternity when I was a freshman first semester, so that was a lot of like business oriented stuff, like business minded things, helped me figure out my career path and what I wanted to do. And then they introduced us to kind of what's called like a coffee chat. I did a lot of them, but it's kind of like taught me to be able to have 15, 20, 30-minute conversations without feeling stressed out about it or like worrying what I was going to talk to someone about. And then I would say the second organization, like my social fraternity slash the interfraternity council president, getting me prepared. I think that taught me a lot of like leadership and taught me a lot of like how to be effective and get things done while a lot of the people you're kind of like quote unquote in charge of, which is not quite how I viewed it, but who are your friends? It's typically, interesting like being in that situation with your friends, but I really think it taught me that leadership style. It also, really helped develop my planning and execution, managing a lot of different people between your national headquarters, between the school, between your chapter members. It was a lot of hands in the mix. So learning how to answer to a lot of people, be the face of, a large organization, and then also just sitting in like meetings for that and organizing them. I think it's dumb as it sounds. I've sat in a lot of meetings for work, and the concept is kind of very similar to meetings I would
Yeah.
sit in for a fraternity. Even though you may find that silly, it's very similar, and a lot of it's run by the MD or the person who's in charge, kind of like the president. You run out on an agenda, and you learn to kind of give your opinion when you can. So, I would say that's how it prepared me. They taught me a lot of leadership, social skills, execution, and kind of like organization balance.
Yeah. Wow. Fantastic. Um, so regarding that, do you think that academics versus club involvement, do you think one is more important than the other? Do you think they're equal? What's your thoughts on that?
Um, The correct answer should probably be that your academics are more important. But I sat in meetings about this during my time at Miami. I had dinner at Crawford's house, and we just talked about. Sorry, excuse me.
Okay.
And we actually talked about this. And I truly believe the club involvement and the leadership and the soft skills, as you would call them, that I learned on campus are what landed me my job. I went through, I guess, 9 weeks of training before I even officially started my job put on by JP Morgan. So they taught me theoretically everything I need to know to do my job. But the social skills and the people skills are what kind of help you advance. And those, they don't teach you those. And I think that's something Miami extremely excels at. I again sat in conversations on it, and I know Miami knows that, and I think Miami puts everyone in great positions to be leaders if they want to. So I truly believe the soft skills are what got me my job and are more important. And I think, but you have to have the grades to go along and support them. But at the end of the day, being able to have conversations with people and communicate your thoughts effectively is what really I feel like drives the workplace.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Switching over to internships, what internships did you have in college and how did they help you?
Yeah, so my first big internship was between my sophomore and junior year that summer. I worked at KeyBank up in their headquarters in Cleveland. I just did like a corporate finance role. Um, I think it kind of helped me just in terms of development. I didn't want to work there forever, and that's okay. in my opinion, the big part of internships is they'll teach you it,
Mhm.
whether you like something or don't like something over 9 weeks instead of committing to it out of school and being stuck in that field for who knows how long.
Yeah.
So that was the first one. It really just kind of introduced me to the corporate workplace, things like that. And then my second internship was with JP Morgan, which is where I am now. That was a lot more of a developed program. I went to Texas for a week during that 9 week internship. I moved to Chicago during that 9 week internship. And they really got me on like live deals. I talked to, CEOs of companies and things like that. And I was just an intern and they gave me a lot of exposure to all parts of the bank and things like that, which led to a full-time offer. But I think the exposure and skills you develop in that was probably the most amount of growth I saw in a 9 week period out of myself, at least beyond like leadership roles and things like that, at Miami.
Yeah. Wow, that's great. All right. Just one last question for you here. Is there anything that you wish you would have done differently here at Miami?
That's a tricky question. I don't really have many things that I sat there and wish I did differently. Um, though I guess I might have got a like wish I got a job or bartended or something like that. I feel like that would have been like fun, or something
Yeah.
when I was 21 and like a good social like aspect and put a little money in my pocket. But in terms of like school involvement and stuff, I don't really have any regrets to be completely honest. I love the way I did it. I love the friends I made along the way, and I truly like Miami. I am like a diehard lover of Miami. Like I think it was a great experience, and I don't think I would do much differently.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's all I got for you here today. Just want to say thank you so much again for agreeing to do this. And yeah, really appreciate your insight on this.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.